What is good, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we will be doing a Modern Warfare 3 tier list for all the players. This is going to go based off individual play, online play, LAN play, how the team actually placed at these tournaments as well. So it's just a mixture of everything, and of course, you know it, the higher you are in the tier means the closer you are to the next tier, the better you are. Or if you're like the end of C, it means you're closer to D compared to the player that's at the top of C. So this is gonna be fun. You know, there's no drama that ever happens with tier lists, so let's just get right into it. Shotzzy first. We got Shotzzy. I think Shotzzy actually doesn't really get the praise he deserves. Like, I know he gets a lot of praise, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's actually been so impactful for this team. I think he has like the most 100+ kill series. He's dropping 30 in every hard point. He's the main playmaker for his team in search and destroy as well, while carrying bombs, so that's pretty crazy. I think Shotzzy actually does deserve S tier. I'm gonna put Shotzzy in S. Wait, what's going on? My computer's tweaking. I know some people don't think he deserves it, but I do. From watching him this season, I think he does. We got Simp next. Okay, yeah, Simp. I don't think I really need to explain it. One of the 3 MVP candidates of the year. You guys probably know the other 2, but Simp in S for sure. And then we move on to Abizi here. Abizi, he's been having a solid season. I mean, FaZe is placed in the top 3 all majors. Been great in all the online stages. Abizi's been playing pretty well, so I'll put him in A tier. Then we got Pred. Of course, Optic struggled that stage 4, but besides that, Pred was really good the first 2 stages. Stage 3, they won the tournament. Stage 4, of course, Optic had their struggles, but I mean, you still have to give credit where credit's due. So I'll put Pred in A. And now we got Dashy, who's kind of been like the backbone in S&D for this team. He's been doing his thing in respawn and hardpoint, doing the objective, soaking hills while still putting down damage. And in S&D, his clutches pretty much help win their team Major 3. And I feel like Dashy has just been so icy for this team. It was funny, the meme after or during stage 4 where he's like, I started hitting the gym, and then everyone's like tweeting out pictures or putting pictures of like Bruce all ripped in the gym. But speaking of the gym, I have something to tell you about my own fitness journey. And now that it's the off season, I want to be more consistent in the gym, put on a bit more muscle, and I'm proud to announce I'm now a first Phorm athlete, and it's an honor to partner with a company like them, since they care so much about helping their consumers better themselves. From me to you to everyone that's ever had their products, they have helped. They have everything from protein, energy drinks, pre-workout, vitamins, and everything you could possibly think of workout related. They have everything for my needs, and I know they will for yours as well. I have links to the website and my favorite items down in the description down below, so you can check it. The blue raspberry energy drink, oh my god, it is so good. So it might be time to bring back some of the workout streams, maybe upload some workout content on YouTube, because I know you guys will love it. You guys have been begging for it, and it might be time to do it. But I just want to say thank you to First Phorm for sponsoring me and making me one of their athletes and helping me on my fitness journey. And let's have some fun this off season. Okay, and let's put Bruce at the top of A tier right there. Then we got Real. Had a really weird season. He was on Carolina to start, had to beat issues, and then ended up getting on Miami Heretics. And I think when he got on this team, he actually like turned the whole team around. He was the player, the missing piece that this team needed to take it to the next level, and he's been playing fantastic. He's like the star on Heretics, but then also medals absolutely turned up in stage 4. So I think Real just brought the best out of all his teammates. We got Dan Ghosty right here, who was pretty much that guy for LAT. He's been like the rock for that team, the one they needed to really just stay competitive. And he's been consistent online, on LAN. He's been playing absolutely great. He's having a great year, so we're gonna put him in B. Then we got Insight. Insight has had a good season. I think he had like some moments where he wasn't playing up to the standard we hold Insight to, but he played great Major 1. I think he was turning up in stage 4 as well. Oh, where would I put Insight? I feel like he would have to be either low end A or top of B. This is tough. What should I do, chat? I'm just kidding. I'm not even doing it on stream.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
I think we'll give Jamie top of B. We'll give Jamie top of B because we want to spread it out. We just don't want to put all the top 4 teams all in A. You know, we're spreading out a little bit. And then we got Hugh. Hugh has had his moments in this game where he's been super impactful. Then he's had his moments where things aren't going his way. He's either winning you the game or he's just in the cycle. And I just love the pressure he puts on the map and the plays he makes. Hugh has been really good for this Seattle team all year because they've had a crazy year with all the different roster changes they have had. I feel like I'll give Kyler B because just like how impactful he is as a player. Envoy, he was catching a lot of flack for I think his like hardpoint performances at some point of the year, but I feel like he's in a position right now where he's super comfortable with his role and with his team, and he's been playing really well. So I'm gonna put Dill top of B with Jamie. Then we got Kiz, another one of those like sub players, came off a great year, MVP at Champs last year, had his moments this year where he was like good, bad, but at stage 4, I don't know what happened, but something just clicked. 99 Kiz was back out, and he was just running around, putting so much pressure with Hydra on the map. It was just working. That duo was absolutely flowing again. I'll put Kiz in A. Then we got Caesar, kind of like the backbone for this New York team, just doing what he needs to do. Get in the hill, get spawns, play fundamental, and all that stuff. So I'll put him in B. Then we got 04, which I think was one of the 2 biggest changes with this Seattle team. 04 coming in. I actually think he's like a really smart player too. Like, he has a vision for the plays he's making. He just knows he's trying to do something with the plays. He's not just running around creating chaos. Like, he's really good at search and destroy too. I think this was the biggest catalyst for the Seattle team to take that next step. And also alongside Abuza switching to an AR completely changed his team around as well. So I got to put Abuza right up in here too. Kleenex has been a staple for this Toronto Ultra team. I mean, just running it down, putting pressure on the map, making plays, getting kills. I'll put him in A. Definitely deserves that. We got Celium. I mean, we all know Celium. Celium's probably, I haven't even looked at the stats, but I'm pretty sure he's probably number 1, if not number 1, number 2, or at least top 3 in every single statistical category. He's been playing great. Of course, I feel like with FaZe, you guys know with FaZe, like, it's the same story of FaZe. They're gonna always be top 3 at a tournament. Their biggest thing now is just getting over to that finals hurdle, because they've won their event, but they've been in the finals of pretty much every event, I think. So it's just not closing out in finals, but they're always right there. Like, you have to give them credit for their consistency. So I'll put Celium right there in A. We got Beans.
What the fuck?
Obviously on a Boston team that was struggling a lot, but he was a shooter. He was always making plays and dealing damage. Like, he was dealing damage no matter what is going on. So we're gonna put him in B. We'll put him in B. We got Slasher. Now, Slasher's a weird one because he didn't play for that long. Wait, did he play for 2 majors? I think Austin played for 2 majors before he got benched. And obviously it was on Boston. A lot of drama happened. The Boston wasn't finding much success online when he had Austin. I mean, they didn't find any success after that either. They didn't even win a match. I think they won one actually. But Austin was playing really well on LAN. It just sucks that he got benched because I think he had a lot more in the tank and he would have brought a lot more to this team. So I think they probably do kind of regret benching Austin. He was frying on LAN, but it sucks that he didn't get to play long, so I'm gonna put him in C. If he would be B if he got a chance to play more, but unfortunately he got benched. Scrap. Ernie hasn't been that impactful this year as an AR player, so we're probably gonna put, I'm just kidding, he's an S. He's the best, by far the best AR in the game, one of the 3 MVP candidates, and he's the only AR player that's even close in the combo for the MVP candidates. So gotta put Ernie in S, best AR in the game for sure. Then we got Gwyn. Gwyn is an interesting one because he was probably like by far the rookie of the year candidate leader for like public perception up until stage 4, and then I think he kind of like struggled a little bit. I think people were talking about his LAN performances compared to online. It wasn't living up to what he was doing online. Clayster and Fellow would do bad online, go to LAN, do good, and Gwyn wouldn't do bad on LAN, but just not the super takeover mode Gwyn that we were seeing online. So I think that's where a lot of people were giving him flack, but still gonna put him in B tier because this was, yeah, his first year as a rookie and he was playing pretty damn well. Then we got TJ right here. I think TJ, most people would say, is one of the comeback players of the year. He didn't start in the league when the MW3 first started. He was in challengers, got brought back up. I think he was actually a huge part to this Carolina team's success because he was great in search. He would be popping off on LAN as well. So like TJ definitely was a bright spot, and I think a lot of people have a newfound respect for TJ, whereas before they were roasting him, but he played well and he kind of earned some credit from people. So we're gonna put TJ in B as well. DiamondCon, he's been pretty solid this year. Of course, LEG is such a weird team because they just were getting smoked online, but they have a top 6, and a top 3 placing on LAN. And I think DiamondCon has been pretty consistent for this team. I'll put him in B. We got Kenny. Kenny came to Optic, a lot of pressure on him, and he's been the one to like help lead that team. And he got him a chip. They've been consistent aside for the stage 4. They were 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of their placings. He came in, did his job, did what he needed to do. So I'll put Ken in S, because especially he always turns up on LAN. You know, he'll even say it. He doesn't really like online. His team has kind of always struggled on LAN, but on LAN, they always turn up, and he always turns up especially as well. Let's switch it up. Let's take some people from over here. Let's see. Johnny. My thing landed on Johnny. Johnny came into our team, helped us turn around our season just at the very end. I mean, he played one league match before we went to MW3. Then unfortunately choked a series to Miami, but we just didn't have enough time with Johnny. I think Johnny, myself, Johnny, Nero, and Gio was probably our best iteration of the Vegas Legion team. And if we had Johnny for longer, I think we would have guaranteed been in on champs, because I feel like we were just always progressing with the little time we had. We had 2 months together, maybe even a little less than that. So it was the situation we were in was tough, but I think Johnny helped our team a lot. And like I said, wish we had him longer. I think we definitely would have qualified for champs. So we're going to put Johnny in B. Great S&D player, and really impactful in respawn too. Overall, great player. Lamar, my curse landed on Lamar. Lamar, he was one of the best players for Rocker in like stage 1. Him and Linz were probably like the ones that were popping off the most. And then the whole thing of the rosters happened, and I don't think anyone on Rocker was the same ever since. Since Lamar was one of the best players for the Rocker when they were at their peak, I will give him C, because like he's also making selfless plays on the map too, and trying to like help his teammates do stuff and get stuff going. But once the roster changes happened, it kind of just like messed up their season. We don't have anyone in the D tier yet. We got to put someone in the D tier. Oh, I feel kind of bad just calling people out. Hold on, let's be nice. I'll go Hydra, one of the top 3 MVP candidates in the game, one of the best sub players, if not the best sub player in the game. I'm having a hard time deciding whether I want to put him over Scrap or under Scrap, because I feel like with Simp, Hydra, and Scrap, like any one of these players could be the best player in the game. There's an argument for all of them that is completely understandable. If someone tells me Simp's the best player in the game, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. If someone tells me Scrap's the best player in the game, I'll say, yeah, that makes sense. If someone tells me Hydra's the best player in the game, yeah, that makes sense. So it's just hard to see. I will say, I think Hydra brings the most to his team as a sub player, which is like probably the hardest role to run. So I'll probably have Hydra at the very top of S, just because he's amazing across all game modes. He has insane gunny, one of the best movement in the game, and you just can see watching his arrow, he knows what's going on. Like everything is calculated. He's doing a certain movement or going to a certain area for a reason. It's not just getting around. Like he has some of the best finesse in the chaos, and when he gets into your base, he's just so annoying. Okay, let's get Sib. Let's get Dante. So many people though, the community was on his ass, because I mean he came into New York, they won 3 chips last season, and they weren't really finding success. They had a top 12 at Major 1, but then after that they've turned up. They got like what, I think probably like 3rd, 4th, and then they end up winning Major 4. He's been an absolute shooter for this team. He's progressed so much as a player, because he's always had the talent, but he was just young the past couple of seasons. So now like you could see his brain is there, his comms are getting there. Like he's becoming a well-rounded player while also being one of the best talents in the game. Got to give Dante S. Brezzy, he's like the support player for this Seattle team, and like he lets them fly and do whatever needs to be done on the map. The other two, Huke and 04, are just flying, putting pressure, abuzas, putting down damage, and then just like getting kills, locking it down. And Brezzy is the one that will just be taking the routes, making sure, and like he's so selfless. So he helps that team. He helps them become like a well-oiled machine. And then we got, who do we got? Metals. I think he had a great stage 1. Miami was obviously struggling on land the first couple majors, but then they turned it up. And Metals had an insane stage 4. So he was absolutely frying. So we got to put Metals up here as well in the B tier. Lucky, I think Lucky, he's kind of like the AR backbone for this team. He does what they need to do for the win. And sometimes that's not even doing too much, letting the others make those plays for them. So I'll put Lucky at the top of C. Assault, we got Assault, obviously world champ, but his time with LAG, don't really know what was going on behind the scenes, like why he was struggling individually. They were, when they got to land, they were able to win SNDs, but Assault just didn't have too good of a time. Adam's my boy, but I think I got to put him in D, the first one. It's always tough to put people in D. Give me Snoopy. He was on this Boston team. We all know how the Boston year went. Was a pretty crazy one. Very up and down, not very many wins, but you could tell by like the eye test. He has the movement, he has the gunny, and there's been so much said about Snoopy from the community, rumors and stuff going around, but like unless you're really behind closed doors and know what's going on, it's hard to really give your input, because like you're not there every day to know. Well, I'm not there every day to know. You're not there every day to know. It's just what we're hearing. But I mean, it's hard to put Boston that high up just because how the year went with this roster. Gonna have to put him in C, even though he has a lot of talent. It's just, I don't know, finding the right system or the right way to play around that talent. It's just, we'll see how, you know, the rest of his career and the next upcoming seasons play out. Let's get Draws. We got Draws, who's been so impactful for this FaZe team. He's definitely been like top 2 recently of this FaZe team. Him and Sim, I would say, probably the best players on this team. Draws has been so good in every mode. Draws has been an absolute beast, brings the pace, has helped this team a lot. He joined FaZe, which is just, you know, you're joining FaZe, you're joining 3 of the best players ever, and people kind of like don't give Draws the gas he deserves, but he's been really, really good for that roster. Let's get Fame. Fame is definitely an underrated one. I feel like he had his high moments, his low moments, but he's like just so consistent. Even you hear it in the comms and everything, like what he brings to the team that helps set him up. Like it's no surprise that this team does well when they get to land, ices up and search and destroy when they need to, because like Fame just brings that consistency, the selflessness, and the comms and does it well. So I feel like I want to give him his props, put him in B as well. Let's put me, okay? I had a pretty good year. Of course, a lot of roster changes. We had 2 horrific stages, then we had 2 pretty good stages. And when that happens, some things aren't going to go your way. Unfortunately, missed out on champs by like 10 or 15 points, whatever it was. Pretty much one series. And our Achilles heel for our Vegas Legion team was search and destroy. Our hardpoint was great. Our control was pretty good. Our S&D was not so great. I think we ended up being 18 wins, 30 losses in search and destroy. And unfortunately, that's not going to get it done. So if we could have been better at search, we could have went a lot further. I'm going to be humble.
We're humble and hung.
I'll put myself in B. Let's see. All these players above me won events. They've been more consistent. You know, Dan's new young guy on the block. So we'll keep him above me. We'll keep him above me. Marcus was on LAT for a little bit. I don't really know what happened with him. Like, I can't really remember him, like what was going on. Because I feel like Marcus is one of those players, when things are going his way, he's fine. When things aren't, like he's still putting pressure on the map. But I can't really remember how he was doing. I don't think it was horrible, but also wasn't great. So that's why I got mentioned. Illy is an interesting one because he had a really weird season, to say the least. I think some out of game stuff was happening, but while he was playing in game, I think he was great. He's probably the best player, the community would agree, on Seattle during his time while he was playing there. Like Illy was playing really well before everything went down. So Priesta, I mean, he was on Boston. He was playing decent during like the first half of the season. They switched to a sub at the end. And I mean, they were just trying stuff at that point. Like they were already so down in the dumps. And this is my guy, my championship winning teammate. But just from like all the things that were going on, and it's probably not even his fault because he still could be on a championship winning team. We saw it last season. It's not like he just forgot how to play COD and forgot how to win after one season, but it's just your environment. No matter how good you are individually, sometimes if you're not in the right situation, it's not going to show, unfortunately. And that was just tough for him. So I got to put my guy P-Dog in D. This hurts. It hurts, but it's your environment. Then R-Cities is kind of the same thing. Champion, we know, world champion, just not in the right environment in the Seattle situation. Don't know what was going on behind the scenes. He just wasn't having the best of seasons. So I got to put him in D as well, unfortunately. And then let's take Javi Vickle. He is like the dirty work player for this Miami team. Brings the passion, brings the energy, brings the comms, and he kind of helps Real and Metals shine. I'm gonna put him in C. And we got, oh my God, my boy Purj, who had an absolutely terrible stage 1 as an AR. There was a lot of things wrong with our team back then. But when he switched to a sub, I think that just fits his playstyle better. His comms are great. He's a smart player. We'll take those early routes. We'll stay ahead of the game. And I think he's gonna have a great career. I'm so happy to see him go down to challengers and like work hard and be successful, because I think his team's one of the best challenger teams right now. I think they've won like a couple of the big tournaments recently. I love seeing his progress. So I'm gonna put Evan in the C tier, but I definitely know he's gonna be back in the league at some point and he's gonna be playing really well. Let's see, we got old man Clay. Now Clay is interesting. He wasn't playing too well online, but on LAN he was playing pretty well. It was the weirdest thing. Not really though, because I mean, he's like a seasoned player to play well on LAN when they've been playing on for years and years and years, and especially a vet like Clay. I would say I would probably give him like C tier-ish around there. We got Journey. He had a rough time on Miami, so we'll probably place him in D. Asim, I mean, he only got to play 4 matches, so it was kind of unfair. It was tough. I don't even really want to place him because I feel like the people that barely got to play any matches, like, you know where they're going to end up. They didn't even get to play a whole stage. There's only 4 matches. And then with our team, we didn't win a single map. So if I were going to place Asim in a tier, it'd probably have to be D. But like, you played 4 matches in a bad situation. So like, if people didn't play more than like over a stage, it's hard to like even place them. Pentagram, when he was on Boston, they were winning respawn. They went to game 5 a lot. They just couldn't close out a game 5, but he was like the dirty work player. But probably have to put him in the Awakening. It was interesting because like we expected him to play really well this season because like he had a perfect team for it. He had like Lamar as the leader that's going to soak Hill and do all this thing. Just let him go out and get kills. But I don't know what chemistry was clicking or wasn't clicking behind the scenes with the roster. We're gonna have to put him top of D. Eric get a rough time in Miami too. Gonna have to put him in D as well. Then we got Kremp, has been pretty solid for this LAT roster, so we're gonna put him in B. The Geo been really good, a good rookie season since we picked him up after stage 1. Yeah, stage 1 or the major 1. Definitely was like up there for rookie of the year candidate for sure. He learned a lot, progressed as a player. I think we all saw that, and he's a shooter, shoots really straight, puts damage down, gonna have a great career. It was great teaming with Geo and like seeing him progress. So we're gonna put him in B. Let's see, Nasty's like the dirty work player for LAT, and he does whatever needs to be done to help his teammates flourish and shine. We're gonna put him top C. Let's pick Nero. Nero definitely deserves some praise because he had a great season. I think this is the most consistent we've seen Nero. That's what people always said, like he's super talented but he's just very inconsistent. He could be the best player in the lobby or he could be struggling a lot next match. But I think this season we saw the best, most consistent version possibly of Nero because he was definitely working hard. I could tell behind the scenes he was working hard. It was great teaming with him and working with him, but I definitely think he deserves high praise, so we put him like top of B. Let's see, Linz had an interesting year. Started off the year really well, but then kind of struggled later as the season went on. But I think that's just kind of what was happening with like all the rosters that were going on, all the different rosters. It's hard to like really find that footing, so I'll put Linz at the top of C. If they were able to figure out and click better, maybe they didn't drop Vivid because I feel like that's what everyone talks about. He could have still been rookie of the year. Speaking of Vivid, Vivid was pretty solid for this roster. He was just putting pressure, and then he was a good sub duo for Linz. So I'm gonna put him at the top C with Linz. Then we got Fellow. Fellow was turning it up on land when he needed to. Like people were giving him a lot of flack early on with this roster because he wasn't playing that well, but he turned it up towards the end. So I'm gonna put him at the top of C. Pierce joined a bad situation with Rocker again. I feel like that's the theme for a lot of the bottom teams, joining a bad situation. It's hard to do well in a bad situation, but I think probably towards the end he was like top 2 best-ish with the roster, so I'll put him in C as well. We got Estriel. He was always turning it up on LAN when he went there, and he's a shooter too. Like you'd see when he was playing, he'd be beaming people. So I'm gonna put him in B alongside some of his teammates. Flames has been pretty solid. I like what I've seen from him so far since he came in the league. Has that clutch factor and will go out there and do his thing. So I'll put him atop of C. Joe, how's Joe been? Joe's been pretty good, I think, right? Because he got benched, but then came back and has been pretty impactful, I think. So put Joe top of C. Cap, dude, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel bad placing Cap anywhere because I actually don't remember how he played, but I don't think it was horrible. I know he got benched, but I think people were kind of like, wait, Cap got benched? I don't think it was horrible. And if that was people's opinions, it'd probably be C because he played like a full stage. Cammy was on LAT. He just wasn't playing that good. Went back down to challengers and started turning it up. So I'll put him in C. Standy, we team with Standy at the beginning. He was playing pretty well. And then he went to Rocker. And I don't think anyone at the end of Rocker even looked remotely that good. So it was hard. So I'll have to put him in C. Mike, how long did Major or Mike play for? Played for only like a stage. He didn't play for 2 full stages. So I don't really want to place these 2 anywhere. But since he joined Boston, they did one series. I don't think any of them did good. If I had to place them anywhere, I'd probably have to place these 2 in D, but that's not like just because of them. That's just because of the environment they're in. Let's give our final review for this tier list. Let's see if there's anything we can move around. S, I think it's fine to keep it like that. I mean, these 3 are interchangeable, honestly. But I think that's fine to keep it like that. Like A looks good. B looks solid. I feel like you're probably been awakening up. To C. I think we could bring P-Dog up to C as well. And yeah, I think that's gonna do it for my tier list, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if there's any people I put too high or too low and where you place these players. But overall, I think it's a pretty good tier list. If you guys made it to the end, you are a real one. Thank you guys all for watching. I will see you in the next one. And as always, my name is Attach, and I'm out. Peace.